Here, cat.
More dances.
Funny dances on radio. Funny dances by cameraman. Where's the kitty comes in? What?
Mr. Yamazuchi is about to come.
I say let Mr. Yamazuchi in. I closed the house door, so you can come in if you want to. Somebody special has shown up for Makers Club. It's Mr. Yamazuchi. Mr. Yamazuchi, do you like giant bubbles? He said yes, but he's gonna keep an eye on it from outside, I think. Mr. Yamazuchi, if you'd like to join us to make giant bubbles, you are welcome. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is time for Makers Club. Miss Wendy and Miss Rose with the Rockbridge Regional Library, and Mr. Yamazuchi, our neighborhood cat. And today we are going to make giant bubble wands.
See, look.
We're interested in bubbles that are like this big around.
Or this big.
I mean, it really just depends. I'm also interested in bubbles that will be this long. So not just big, but long.
Or this long.
Right.
Yeah,
And
because
so-
we made long ones.
So we're going to make some big. If you want big bubbles, you need a big wand. So here's what we're going to do. The materials we need. Most importantly, 2 sticks.
They're about the same length.
About the same size, but that doesn't really matter. But it's always good. And you've got 2 sticks, a good size because you want to be able to stretch it out away from you.
Stuff that's heavy.
Those things are...
Well, stuff that would be heavy on.
Right, so these are washers, and then I had these things, which I don't know what they're called, but they're metal and they have a hole in it. That way you can put your string through it, and then that causes, it's a weight, so it causes the string to hang down. And then that's all you need. Then we'll make some bubble solution. Hey, Mr. Yamazuchi's in, and he's almost out. So, and then we'll make our bubble solution. And so we might as well get started. I hope you guys have your stuff together too. I also have tape here because I thought maybe our twine might need a little bit of tape on it so that it can go through the hole more easily. Okay, so I'm going to remove the cat because there might be internet issues with the door closed. Mr. Yamazuchi, you'll have to watch from outside in case there's internet issues. Anyway, so let's get started. So first thing, we've got our twine. I think you can use yarn too, anything you have. And what you want to first do, hold on, not quite. Yes, the first thing you're going to do is you want to take your weights and string them onto your string. We're just going to go ahead and put every one of them on. So I think there's about 5 little metal pieces. If I had a bigger one that was heavier, I would put less on, but all I had were little ones, so oopsie. And I think tape would help for getting it through. Got one more.
I like kind of making it.
Oh, you're doing a pattern. Yes, I get that. Symmetry. So now we have, you want to push them all down to the bottom? Now we have all of our weight, and you can see how it holds the string down. So the next thing, where you want to put that down? Doesn't really matter yet. So then the next thing you want to do is you take your twine and you tie a knot. A double knot, that is. Give us a double knot so that you have one big loop.
I'm going to do 4 knots.
Yeah, that's good. Perfect. Hi, Finn. Hi, Mimi. Mimi, are you going to make giant bubbles? I think you should. You can hang them out toward the beach and see if you can get giant bubbles. I bet you have all the stuff you need. How's that going over there?
Good. This is the last one to make it be a 4 knot.
A 4 knot, huh? Awesome. Okay, so we've got a knot.
Now we want to trim it.
Sure, but I didn't bring scissors out. You can trim it. You don't have to. You go get scissors. Now we have a loop, and it's also the shape of a triangle.
We might need scissors.
Okay, so Rose is going to trim off the 2 little ears.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it ears.
Ouch! Terrible. Sorry. Okay, so here is our triangle. Now I'm gonna lay it down on this table here. I'm gonna move this away. So we've got 2 sticks. We want one for either side, right? And so we're gonna take
You do this part.
our string and we're gonna still make it into kind of a triangle. And I'm gonna pinch together this side to where I have a loop. And I'm simply going to tie another knot around my stick. Hold on. That seems to be the easiest and quickest way to... Hold on. Take that back. It's not the easiest or quickest way. Let me try that again. Need a little more space. Oop. 1 and 2.
And 4.
Hold on.
4 is better.
It doesn't need to be 4. 2 is just fine. And then I'm going to grab the other corner. And it doesn't have to be precise at all. You just sort of generally want to grab the other corner. And then I'll do the same thing. Okay, Rose, you want to pick it up and see what it looks like? So now we have 2 sticks. Is that falling down? All right.
I knew it should have been 4.
Okay, well, we'll make it work. So now we have our 2 sticks and our string with our weights at the bottom that make a triangular shape. So now it's time to make our bubble solution. So I'm going to put this to the side. Now here's our tub. You can use anything. It doesn't have to be this big either.
But it can't be a real actual.
It shouldn't be an actual tub because that would be hard to move around, but this sort of tub would work. First thing you want is 6 cups of water. So here is a measuring cup with 2 cups. So Rose is gonna pour the first 2. And my recipe says 6 cups of water, but I'll be honest, I think 2 is enough because last time I tried to make it, I felt like I had to keep adding soap and corn syrup. So I think I'm going to cut back the amount of water that's in there this time. So Rose is filling up 2 more cups of water, and I'm standing here. Waiting. Here she comes. All right, so let's see what 4 cups looks like in here.
No, I want to do 6.
Go ahead and pour it in. Okay. I think. How about we split the difference? Give me 1 more cup.
Okay, 1 cup.
1 cup. Yep. The other thing, if you don't have corn syrup, but you do have glycerin, seems like you'd more likely have corn syrup than glycerin, but that glycerin works too, and apparently it just helps the bubbles to stay more together, to pop, to be harder to pop. Okay, here's our last cup. Now we need a whole cup of dishwashing soap.
This?
Yes, and you want to fill it all the way to the top. Yep. Nice blue Dawn soap. I like Dawn for bubbles. I've tried the less
Squeeze with me.
I am. It's a lot of soap. And, you know, once you're done today with doing your bubbles, you find yourself a nice jar with a lid or something with a lid. That's good. And now you can pour it in the water. Find yourself a nice jar or jug with a lid and pour your... And now give that a nice stir, Rose. We want it to stir, but not make a bunch of bubbles. So you want to stir it gently, because if you don't want to make a bunch of bubbles, because that might make it, when you go to dip your rope in there and you pull it up, if there's a bunch of bubbles, it's less likely to work out.
Oh, there's a bunch of bubbles.
Yeah, no, that's not too bad. Okay, so now we need a 1/4 cup of corn syrup.
Corn syrup. I want 4.
Okay.
Wait, is it this?
Yes, that is a 1/4 cup. Do you see inside?
Syrup.
It's corn syrup, so it's not like the kind of syrup you put on
Your waffles?
your waffles. I don't know that I've ever actually tasted it. I tend to use corn syrup strictly for crafty stuff. That's okay. You don't need to worry about that. Here, I got it. Okay, there you go. Gotta do it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, you figure that out, and I'll get a towel for the water.
And now
Yeah, that's
all
okay.
the way to the top.
All the way to the top, but be careful and do it slowly. Here, I'll help.
On the top.
You know what? We do it over this so that if we spill, it goes into here. So we're pouring that stuff in.
Looks really like syrup.
It does.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I pour it in.
Now you pour it in, and you want to keep stirring it, mixing up your solution
While you pour it in?
while you pour it in, and if, for a few minutes after. Good. Did you get? That's all right. Now, another interesting thing I learned about bubble solution is now that this is more or less ready, we can use it right away, but it'll be even better tomorrow. Don't ask me why. I don't know why it's better tomorrow, but apparently you put a lid on it overnight and you'll make even better bubbles. And I will say that when Rose and I tested this out last week, that was the case. It was. So shall we go outside and see if our bubble wand works?
Yes.
What do you think? Let's just scrape out just a tiny bit more of
What?
the soap that's in here and the... I don't think this is good. There's quite a bit in there. All right. So we're going to make our way outside and see if we can't make some giant bubbles. And if you guys make any giant bubbles, send me a picture. I'd love to see. Okay.
You and me, because I was in.
Whoa. All right. Shall we? I'll take the tub. You take the thing. Let's go. Okay.
And we also made another.
Yeah, so we made another one last week, and this is that one.
Way bigger.
You could make as big, if you have more twine, make a big one. So first thing you do is you dip it in, and just like any other bubble wand, but with a big one, you want to make sure all your string gets in, right? Really saturated. And then let's see if it works. You go up slowly, and then you spread. Oh, try it again.
I think smaller ones are worse.
Well, we've tried it one time, so let's try it more and see how it does. Oh, they keep going. There's still one there. Good.
I don't think these are.
Would you like me to try this one? Let me give it a try.
You probably got better.
Well, it does take practice, and don't forget, tomorrow your bubble solution is going to be even better. Let's see. Oh, and when the wind does the work for you, it's even better. Oh, there was a pretty good one.
I'm gonna do the other one.
Yeah, you can try the other one. Hours of fun. We've been doing this for a week. Wow, there's a good one. Look at that! Look at that! Oh my goodness! Oh, thank God!
If this was big enough to like.
I was worried nothing was going to work. So basically, let's see how this one does. That's your giant bubble wand. It looks like it might be tangled. Hold on. Okay, there you go. All right, we'll try the big giant one, Rose. See if we can make a huge, huge one.
Yeah, because this is bigger than that one, so it's better.
I like this one. It's tiny.
I like this one.
Well, here comes Wally. He likes the big bubbles too. All right, let's see how he does, or she does. Oh yeah, go backward.
Oh, he's probably gonna be like, should I do that one?
Which way are you gonna go? Keep going. Oh, yours went through mine. Well, thank you guys for joining us for Makers Club.
We need to do another.
We are going to continue out here trying to make giant bubbles. Be sure to join us next week when we do something else fun, and I will be posting what the materials are and what we're going to be making on Monday. So keep an eye out for that, and we will see you next week.
Wait, let's see what this one.
Nice. I like it when they come. That's great. Get it while I get it.
He was like, yeah, I don't know what that is, but I want to get it.
Yeah, this one could be bigger probably, but it's still pretty good.
Whoa, look at that one.
The bubble mixture worked out. We'll see you next time, guys.
Wait, first, I want to show them another one of the
Do it.
best ones. Which is
Whoa. Oh, ow! Oh my god!
I take back everything I said about that
Yeah,
one.
thank you.
I totally take back everything.
Would you like to trade? Would you like this one?
No. I'm more used to this one.
We don't have any wind helping us out today, do we?
Yeah, Mom, we're gonna switch.
Let's switch.
Wait, no, don't make it go off.
No, make it go.
No.
It's time.
No, I want them to see me make it just.
Oh no. We're connected here. I'm going in.
I want.
Forget you. I'm stand clear of my bubbles. So cool. Okay, and then come back, back. Yes, you good. There we go. Nice.
Again, keep on.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week. Or tomorrow morning for story time. Now go back.